time else is happening. This is so exciting. So by the time the world sees this, the show that I'm going to be on tonight, which is called Wednesday Night Live, will have already aired, or went live or whatever. But basically, I'll be on a show today talking about budgeting and holiday tips to save money. And I was like, okay, what better job than me to do this, because I'm very frugal. Anybody who knows this knows I can do almost anything by myself, whether it's makeup, cooking, hair, sewing, crafts and projects, like any and everything I probably do all by myself. So when Kai is not in the car, I listen to all ratchet music because I don't know, I guess because I refuse to watch things like, listen to things like this around him, just like I don't watch reality TV in front of him. So if I'm watching like Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is the only reality that I watch, that and the Braxtons, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, any of the series, because I just think that that's just too far. And once it gets out the car, I definitely like turn up. But I had to rearrange my whole schedule to mold around switching him schools, because we had to switch him schools. Like, the daycare he was at was terrible. And the sad part about it is, if I lived home, he wouldn't go to daycare. He would be with my grandmother every day. But because we live in Texas, we are kind of dependent on finding like good daycares and good facilities and stuff like that to take him to. But what ended up happening, what was the breaking point, because we did want to find a school that accommodated my schedule and his dad's schedule, because his dad works long hours and then I work until 5, but then I also have school. So we needed to find a daycare that was at least open till 8. We found one that was open till 9, and we found another one that was open till, I believe, midnight. And we went with the one that was open till 9 o'clock because it was like right by my house. And at first it was pretty good. There was a director or a woman there. I don't really remember what her exact role was, but her name was Miss Toki. And she was like really good, very informative. If parents ever had questions, she was on top of it. To my knowledge, she was great. But there was a change. I don't know if she left, I don't know what happened, but they didn't even inform the parents that there was a new director. It was just like one of those things where you didn't see Miss Toki anymore, and then I've never met the new director, like never have me and the new director crossed paths, which is crazy because it's not like my schedule is set to the point where I never can go get him early or I never pick him up early. So some days I would actually go get him around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I would go pop up, and I never saw this director. So one day I was at work, and every single morning your child will try you, and Kai definitely is a full walker. He doesn't need me to like hold him. I do hold him because he's still a toddler, but I let him walk to the door once I get him out of the car for school, and he does it every morning. But this one morning in particular, he was being sluggish. He just didn't want to go to school, and it was a Monday. I remember that it was a Monday, and he was just not having it. And this is the week of Thanksgiving that all of this is happening. So I go to work, and around 9 I get a call, and it was like, hey, Kai is limping. Mind you, me and his dad saw him that morning. He was not limping, nothing was wrong with him. And I was like, okay, well, let me call his dad, because his dad had been off. So I was like, okay, let me inform his dad about what's going on. So around 3, I get a call at my job, and it was like, typically we call CPS in situations like this, and all of this other like negative things, basically blaming me and his dad for his limping and saying that we dropped him off at school like that. And I don't like this song. Saying that we dropped him off at school like that, and we basically are neglectful, which is definitely not the case on either one of our ends. Like, we're very hands-on with our child, And then not only that, like if it was a case where he was limping, he would have been scheduled for a doctor's appointment. One, his aunt actually is a doctor, so it would make no sense for us to, you know, put our child through any type of harm or be abusive to him or any. That's not what this was. So me and his dad rushed to the school immediately. We got to the school. Automatically we were like, okay, the same director that called me, that's who I want to speak to. We are here. Let's sort this on out. Director all of a sudden is not there. My job is 6 minutes away. So you're telling me from the 6 minutes that I drove to this location, this director has left and is not in the building. Okay, so Mo grabs the phone and calls her from the school's phone, because we did not have her personal number. And he was like, you know, can you explain the story to me? Mind you, I had already explained it to him. And he's the calm parent. Like, he's the one who doesn't really go off, very, not timid, but he's a man, he's quiet. So he listened to her for about 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then he snapped. And once he snapped, I knew it was over, because he's so not that type of person. And then he ended his conversation with saying, our son will never be coming back here. So what I can say is, before putting in our son in that school, we did read reviews. The school, like, the reviews were probably like on a scale of 1 to 10, the reviews were probably like an 8, 9. Of course, you want to put your child in the school that's like a 10, but give or take, there will be certain reviews that you cannot listen to, because that one particular person could have had a bad experience. So an 8 to 9 was okay. There was a school that was probably, I want to say 15 minutes away, 10-15 minutes away from my house, and I would always drive by it, and I liked the outside of the school. I liked the program when I read it online, and I just assumed that it would be way too expensive, because I do have a friend who pays $340 every single week for daycare, and for me that is a big extreme. I will not tell you guys how much we pay, but we do not pay we don't pay over $300 a week. So ours is very affordable, very reasonable. And because it was the Thanksgiving holiday, what we ended up doing was, I went and viewed the school that Monday. I enrolled him that Monday, and then I did not let him start until the following Monday. We actually kept him at home, thanks to his aunt. Who else babysat him? My friend Nico and Nat. Nico's mom kept my baby, so shout out to them as well. And we just made it work for a week that, you know, he did not go to school. And it just made me think, like, oh my God, when I do have another child, if that day comes, I want to stay at home for at least the first 2 or 3 years with my child, because I cannot go through this experience again. But that's my daycare horror story, I guess. And now we are very much happy with the schooling system that we have. He learns, he has homework every Tuesday and Thursday, all of those great things. So kid-free night. Kai is home with a cousin, and I am out at a gala for work. Say hi to the YouTubers.
Are those all your tickets?
He's on Snapchat.
Alright, what's that for you? You're gonna win for sure.
I wore a pink dress. Y'all are not understanding. This store is so crazy packed. They have a sale, $8 for the big candles. So we decided to come in and say hi. She got it. And it's freezing outside today. People are crazy about the holiday candles. Because we really have a birthday party to attend today. So I said, let me go ahead and go get the birthday boy a gift, but clearly I should not wait till last minute to do anything. This is the lesson learned. Hi, go up the thing. Look, baby. There you go. Go, big boy. Keep going, big boy. Hey, big boy.
Well, this was at the birthday party. It was at Kid and Play in Pearland, Texas. We really enjoyed this party, like the dressing up, the different games and activity. They had Chick-fil-A. It was a wonderful time.
On the vlog again. We gotta get used to vlogging. Do you want to do spinach or you want to do like actual lettuce?
You make it your first.
Oh, I didn't know I was cooking. I thought you were doing the cooking because usually. Yeah, but usually like tacos are your thing, so I thought, you know, quesadillas. Taco quesadilla, same thing. What's the difference?
I can make tacos.
I mean, what do you want to make? You want to make tacos or quesadillas? Because I was going to call my mom for the recipe for the quesadilla.
Okay, I'll prepare the taco meat. That's it. You gotta do everything else.
And for the quesadillas or for tacos?
You talking about like beef quesadillas?
I was going to do chicken quesadillas.
Okay, so why you guys talking about tacos?
No, I'm just saying tacos and quesadillas are similar.
Okay, but
so I'll just call my mom. I'll just call my
mom.
Okay. So I'll make quesadillas then. But we need to figure out which type of lettuce do you want to use. Oh, I found lettuce, sorry. And I'll just chop it up. And then, I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys, but my favorite YouTubers are the Daily Davidsons. They're like the best. I've been watching them since day one. But we're different than them, but they're cool. We walk around the grocery store like this because he can't sit in a cart by himself. You're making dessert? You're making dessert? Mm-hmm. Cookies. Say hi. I'd be so like thrown off. Like, who would want a bear this big? Like, who buys a bear that's this big? This bear is huge. Do you see these bears? They're huge. Like, if I don't want to, you know, I hate teddy bears and like chocolate. Imagine if you brought me home a bear that big. It's an $80
fresh chicken. I'm not using that.
Okay, well, let's get fresh chicken. It's on sale right now for $1.99 a pound.
Where?
Here at the market, the deli. You want to get like 3 pounds?
They be moved. I know. I'm not tripping. They move this stuff, don't they?
No, this is a different
This is a
Kroger.
different Kroger.
This is definitely staying in. Oh, he said they moved this stuff.
True story. About 3 years ago, we decided to stop buying meat in a bag. And from that point on, we only buy meats from the deli. And that's also with our fish and shrimp as well.
Conclude that he is spoiled. We are back in line for another hot chocolate. This is the last hot chocolate you're getting.
So I decided to make Cajun rice, asparagus, and lemon pepper tilapia, and it was so good.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, December I believe the 6th, but I might be wrong. And I just got my Starbucks coffee, and I will be heading to go take my finals. I just wanted to come on and say that this sweater was really a poncho. I probably will have to stand up to show the whole thing, but it's like a poncho and it's the cutest thing ever. It was sent to me by a boutique that's based in California. And if you actually go to their site, order anything, use the promo code MomTea, you'll get a 15% off of your order. So definitely go check that out because they have a lot of unique things and their website is steady growing. So I definitely would do that.